Dear West Acres, thanks for the memories. As Fargo-Moorhead's biggest shopping mall turns 50, a look back at the ways West Acres helped shape generations of kids. Hi, this is Tracy Briggs, and welcome to this week's Back Then with Tracy Briggs, brought to you by Discover Jamestown. To learn more, go to discoverjamestown.com. Not long ago, I was driving with my daughters down Fargo's 13th Avenue South toward West Acres. Today, we know the road as one of the city's busiest thoroughfares, lined with retail stores, fast food restaurants, and coffee shops. But of course, it hasn't always been that way. I mentioned to my daughters, I remember going to West Acres as a kid, and this was a gravel road. Well, I had my eyes on the road, so I couldn't tell if they were rolling their eyes or not. They probably were. I was only talking about the 1970s, but to them, it very well could have been the 1870s. Hey, young'uns, fetch me a sarsaparilla while I tell you about the summer of the grasshoppers. Anyway, my point was, when West Acres was built on the outskirts of town in 1971, 1972, all of us felt like it was in the middle of nowhere. Maybe because it kind of was. One write-up from the 1975 book commemorating the Fargo-Moorhead Centennial described West Acres like this, quote, "What was prairie chicken land 100 years ago and a wheat field as late as the early 1970s was transformed into a beautiful and functional concrete shopping center by men, money, machines, and materials, with the result taking the name West Acres Regional Shopping Center," end quote. At the time, the 16-acre mall was the largest shopping center in the 1,400-mile stretch between Minneapolis and Spokane, Washington. With its location near the intersection of Interstates 94 and 29, it triggered the immediate development of the entire adjacent area, creating thousands of new jobs. But, as kids, we certainly didn't care about the grandeur of all that. We only cared that we had found a place that would become an integral part of our young lives. The mall was the place where we got our first taste of adulthood, amid the smells of cinnamon rolls and department store perfume samples. What could be more grown-up than having Mom drive the Buick up to the front entrance of the mall to drop you off alone? Giving a 13-year-old the run of the mall was the real deal. With money in our teeny-tiny wallets inside our little macrame purses, the world was our oyster, until we'd have to use the payphone to let Mom know we were ready to be picked up. Where would we spend that little money we had? Should I spend that 99 cents on the new Andy Gibbs single at Musicland? Or maybe I needed another pair of cheap earrings from Claire's Boutique. Now, if I had saved enough money or Mom was feeling particularly generous, I'd be able to buy some hash jeans at Vanity. Of course, given that I was less than 90 pounds and probably less than 5 feet tall, the saleswoman was right to recommend I try Garanimals at Sears. Anyway, once we'd spent all the money we had, we'd probably try to snag a free cheese sample at Hickory Farms or chocolate from Fannie Farmer. But for us, and I suspect for most kids, it wasn't really even about buying a lot of stuff. It was just about being together, hanging out. We felt a sense of community and belonging. Hard not to when you're all dressed the same. Tribes formed at the mall, whether they wore big hair and acid-wash jeans in the 80s or low-rise jeans and choker necklaces in 2000. Of course, it's a little sad that malls aren't quite what they used to be. It's often easier and faster to shop online. However, with online shopping, you can't stroll while nibbling on a huge, salty, soft pretzel, enjoy the smells of the seasonal lotions at the bath store, or run into an old friend while watching school choirs sing Christmas carols. Our cyber shopping has made us forget it's not just about the products, services, and prices. Shopping is sometimes about community. Progress is great, and yes, the Amazon man visits my house quite often, but I hope shopping malls can find a way to survive and thrive into the future. The gravel road leading to West Acres in 1972 might have given way to the multi-lane avenue of 2022, and some of the stores of our youth have come and gone. But the brick, mortar, and memories are still there, and maybe we should be too. If you go to the story I wrote on this on inform.com, you'll find some really cool old videos that the State Historical Society gave to me. It's actually WDAY file video, or file film, I should say, from the 1970s of the grand opening. And you also get a peek inside the mall, those very beginning years. And you're going to recognize some stores that you maybe haven't thought about for years. I noticed there was a Wicks and Sticks. Remember that one? So anyway, go to inform.com and find that film, that video I've included with the story. It was a lot of fun to do. Again, thanks for tuning in to Back Then with Tracy Briggs. And again, a big thank you to our sponsor, Discover Jamestown. To learn more, go to Discover Jamestown ND. Forum Communications is proud to be part of The Trust Project. Learn more at thetrustproject.org.